A little rising moment from my kitchen. Come share it with me. I'm gonna make tomato feta soup. It's something I tried to replicate from a conference I worked about a year ago. I always like to recreate things I eat at home to try see if I can match it up pretty good. And this one I made it probably 10 times since last year. It's very good. I make it, I freeze it for myself, and it freezes well. It, you know, defrosts well. It's really good. So stay with me and I'll show you what goes in it. It's very simple. Here are roughly the ingredients I'm gonna put in. I'm doubling it. I made it out of just one can before and it was not a whole lot of soup. I like to save some for later. So what I'm gonna use is, you would probably use one onion for just like a smaller batch, but I'm gonna do onion and a half, some garlic, Italian seasoning and red pepper flakes, tomato paste, two big, what is it, 28-ounce crushed tomatoes. I don't know how much I'm gonna do chicken broth. I think for one can you would use 2 cups, but I'm just gonna make it my way as always. And later on you're gonna add some heavy whipping cream and feta cheese. I'll probably do this whole container, and then I have another container to serve with this soup. And salt and pepper. If you have fresh basil or fresh parsley, I have some frozen parsley, so I'm probably gonna add that. I'll probably have some frozen basil, maybe. But I'm gonna start by chopping the onions and garlic, and then everything comes together pretty quick. I am heating up a couple tablespoons of light olive oil with maybe 1 tablespoon of butter. And I'm gonna add my onions in here, cook them a few minutes, then add garlic, Italian seasoning, and red pepper flakes, and I show you what it looks like at that point. Here is my onion, garlic, Italian seasoning, and red pepper flakes. I added quite a bit, so it might be hot. I hope you can hear me over the sizzling. I'm gonna cook this a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna add probably about half of this little jar of tomato paste. I added about 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, and I'm gonna just kind of mix it with it and cook it a little bit so it's not raw. And then next you're gonna add your crushed tomatoes and the chicken or vegetable stock, and I'll tell you what happens next. I'll let my tomato paste cook for like a few minutes. Now I'm gonna add the 2 jars of tomato puree or crushed tomatoes. And you can add any kind of tomatoes. You can do whole tomatoes, chopped tomatoes. You can use fresh tomatoes. Actually, the next time I make it, I'm gonna pull out all my tomatoes I have frozen from the garden and process them into this soup. I always do it in the summer when I can't process tomatoes or eat them fast enough. I ended up adding just 1 of those cartons of chicken broth because I think the proportions probably should be 2 cups of some kind of broth or water per 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes. So I want to kind of make it like I made it before, so I didn't add more. This makes about 3 quarts of soup. So now I'm gonna bring it to a boil, cover it, and cook it on low for like 15 to 20 minutes. My soup have been cooking for 20 minutes with the lid on. I turned my fire off, and what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna use my immersion blender to kind of blend the onions and the garlic. And if you're making it with whole tomatoes or tomato chunks, you definitely want to do this. I don't have to do this, but I could leave my little onion chunks, but I think I'm gonna make it smooth, so I'll do this first before next step. All right, my tomato soup is blended pretty well. Now I'm gonna add, I think, a cup of heavy whipping cream. I think for 28 ounces was half a cup. So I'm gonna add a cup, and then I'm gonna add this whole container of crumbled feta cheese, which is 5 ounces. So this is a cup of heavy whipping cream. If you're dairy free, of course you can do coconut milk, but I don't know if there's a dairy free feta. I've never looked. You can just omit the feta, but for me this is what makes the soup. So you see how nice and creamy this is right now. I have a fire on. I have the burner on at just very low, so I can heat the cream and incorporate it. So I'm gonna stir this for a little bit and then add my feta cheese. I forgot to tell you that I added some black pepper, a little bit of salt, and maybe like tablespoon or under tablespoon of brown sugar, just to balance the acidity of this soup. So I'm just heating this up. I'm about to add the feta cheese. So here it goes, 5 ounces of feta cheese, and I'm gonna mix it in and let it melt a little bit. So I think you just need to like let it heat up for like another 5 minutes. I'm about to plate it for myself. As I said, this double recipe made 3 quarts, so that's a lot of soup. This will be put in the freezer, and this will be my fast food on days I don't want to cook or quick lunch. So this will feed me today and probably for lunch tomorrow, and the rest will go in the freezer. And I probably post the ingredients for just like a smaller batch. That's what I normally make, but I like leftovers, so I wanted to double it. But you can just make 1.5 quart to enjoy it 1 time or 2 times with your family. And here's my supper tonight. I'm using some parsley and just extra feta cheese. You can do basil, cilantro if you like it. I don't. Eat it with croutons, with grilled cheese, however you like to eat your tomato soup. I'm just gonna eat it with my sourdough bread. I have a little piece of pizza and a little piece of pesto and cheese. That's what I'm gonna do. I hope this little moment brought you joy. Until next one.